everyone, I'm Space Wizard Total War. Welcome on into part 1 of our Mother Ostankya Shadows of Change campaign. Huge thank you to Creative Assembly for providing me with some early access for the DLC here, so that way I can be showing you all everything that is in the Shadows of Change a little bit early, allow you to decide for yourself if you are going to be purchasing this DLC or waiting for a sale or even not at all. I will not be going into any of the controversies surrounding the DLC. We will just be showing off everything here, so that way you can make a more informed decision yourself, and then I will be having my own kind of opinion later on here that will be releasing after all of the embargoes drop. For now, let's dive on into the faction here. So we have our starting army for Mother Ostankya being a couple of Akshina ambushers, which are going to be very similar to Shades, just with all of the nice Kislev bonuses there, and they're also going to have a Woodsman, allowing them to fire through trees quite a bit easier there. We also are going to have the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts, which is a absolute world-ending monster here. They have a bound Incarnate Flock of Doom, so if you get multiple of these guys out at once, you can kind of blanket the Flock of Doom across the entire of the enemy line, ripping very low armored units to shreds very quickly. That is only enabled, though, if your hit points are greater than 25%. Also have some things in the woods, which are a very strong unit of monstrous infantry. Got armor, piercing, and anti-infantry, so they are going to be very good at tearing through pretty much any enemy infantry line you need. A couple giant spiders, and then some humble cave bats. For our faction effects, we will have extra Winds of Magic Power Reserve capacity, +1 for each resource producing building that we are in ownership of. We will have an extra global recruitment direction, -1 for all Incarnate Elemental Beasts units. We'll be recruiting them a little bit quicker. Melee attack +8 when fighting against any armies that are going to be spreading corruption, for all of our armies there. And then melee defense +10 for Spider Hatchling and Giant Spider units, which is going to be allowing them to actually defend themselves a wee bit better and not be quite as fragile. For Ostankya herself, she's going to have targeting range +30% for all of her spells. She's going to be reducing enemy Winds of Magic Power Reserve by -5 per turn in the local region, so the longer she hangs around and you don't deal with her, the less you are going to be casting those spells. She also is going to be enabling magical attacks for her entire army, and then dropping the miscast base chance for all embedded Hag Witch heroes. So you are going to be ripping through most demons with ease, and any kind of units that have that physical resistance, we're going to completely ignore it, allowing our cave bats to be much more dangerous than they normally would be. Excellent. We are going to be playing on the Realms of Chaos map, as she actually does start a little bit north to Kislev proper. She's going to be kind of smack dab in the middle of all of the Chaos forces and be fighting her way through there, just trying to purify the old lands of Kislev of all of the Norscan corruption. On the Immortal Empires campaign, she actually starts over in the Bleak Coast, so I figure for our campaign here, we are going to be a bit more true to lore and actually defending Kislev proper, as opposed to starting all the way across the world from there. I understand why they did so, as they would have 4 lords all kind of packed together in one spot, just for variance sake, but it does make more sense that Ostankya is close to Kislev, as she is basically the scary defender in the forest. And take 3 here for the lore. As sworn by the common folk across the Oblast, the horrifying legend of Mother Ostankya is real. While some consider her an apostate, others regard her as a guardian of Kislev, who metes out her wrath against any with ill intention against the land, be they Kislevite, foreign, or supernatural. She is rumored to have once been a powerful ice witch who long ago fell foul of the Ice Court. Or are such legends a mockery manifested by her hatred for the Covenant strictures? Yet in times of war, still the hag comes to Kislev's aid, appearing beside the motherland's ranks, especially those left unsupported by the most rabid of Ursunine faith, commanding her cauldron's potent shadow spirits to hex foes in unspeakable ways. She has kind of a, call it a cauldron of souls. It's quite devastating to behold. Alright then. Let's get to purging the enemies of the forest. And I'm going to pop on in from editing here to add in our settings once again. After misreading through the lore a few times, completely forgot to jump on into the settings once more here. So, for our campaign and battle difficulty, we're going to be both playing on very hard, and then our AI stats modifier is going to be set to no bonuses, but no debuffs, of course. I want them to be perfectly smart, or at least as smart as the AI can be, but without any of the janky bonuses they get if you had never known. Putting it on very hard would actually give them an additional 10% to more or less all of the base melee stats, as well as an additional 20 to reload skill and 8 leadership. But we are going to drop things back down to 0 across the board. That way none of the factions are losing their faction identity, so we don't have any unbreakable goblin laborers or anything of the sort. You're going to keep time limit on unlimited, which does sometimes cause the AI to act a little bit funky, but we are just going to out-tactic them in that case. So, without further ado, back into the campaign.
Every winter, as the nights draw close and mists begin to thicken, the people of Kislev tell their children a tale always told in a whisper. From the dark heart of the woods, the Hag Mother watches. For those who bring destruction to the forests of the motherland, do so unto themselves. For every injustice comes retribution. Mother Ostankya knows no mercy. From the smoke, she will rise to claim her price in blood. So heed the warning of the wise, or be lost to the mists of the wood. In the forests far north of the oblasts, an ancient Kislevite outpost sees activity once more. Mother Ostankya emerges, for she senses the demons of Khorne muster against the motherland in this place. If it is bloody slaughter they want, the hag shall deliver. The smoke spirits of her cauldron shall see to that. Along the mountains of Morn, other forces of nature dwell, perhaps to be of use, or simply to meet their end in the cataclysms to come.
I will reclaim these hovels for old Kislev. Trespassers be cursed.
Nice passive. Cursed indeed. So, back to the victory. For the Daughters of the Forest, we are going to have kind of a new victory mechanic for all three of the new factions. Going to be basically called obviously the Path to Victory. This is going to be the same on both the Immortal Empires map and in the Realm of Chaos. So you are going to kind of have your narrative campaign either way, depending, or no matter which you decide to actually play there, which could actually lead to a much shorter Immortal Empires campaign, or a longer one, kind of depending on what ends up happening. So for the Daughters of the Forest, we have Mother Ostankya must obtain 6 forbidden hexes to unleash upon the world, each guarded by those intent on keeping these powers away from her. These hexes are going to be, looks like the 6 forbidden hexes are dark slivers of magic scattered across the world, which can inflict uniquely powerful effects on their unfortunate targets. In hushed tones, their power is sought after in secret by the Daughters of the Forest. Those will be up here in the north. We have our Purification Chant, which will cost 20 Spirit Essence, which we have 10 of at the moment. We gain this through battles and buildings, all of the other like that. This is kind of our secondary currency here. So the first one is going to cost 20, and we remove all corruption from the target settlement's province, which is pretty awesome, especially when fighting against all of these demons up here in the north. It stops them from being as nuisancey. Next, we will unlock the Coven's Curse Mark, which costs 30. Sometimes the land itself is a prison refusing to set its victims free. It drops enemy movement range by 50%, wins and magic cost is going to be increased by 40% for all of their spells. It's going to disable the march using underway and teleportation stances for the target. I actually think this is going to be the best used against anyone that's a Skaven caster or even any of the Tzeentchian demons. Third is going to be the Jinxed Land. The magical forest is a gateway by which all manner of spirits travel. It's going to teleport a target army to a magical forest. And I'm unsure if this is going to You can target any army and just warp them on away, or it's just your own. We will have to figure that one out, but we can jump to a magical forest, perhaps. That just means areas with that climate. Very intriguing. That's going to be very niche. We'll have to see what all we can actually jump to. The fourth one is going to be the Bewitching Lure. Some spells do little more than to inspire generosity amongst one's enemies. For 5 turns, we would gain increased income from a target's settlement. By 50%. That's not bad. That's one we're probably going to keep on cooldown. And then the Recreant Spirit. Being perpetually haunted by the dead is no way to live. An army consisting of things of the woods, incarnate elemental beasts, and elemental bears will be summoned in the target settlement's elder's territory every other turn. How many? And do we have to pay for them? That sounds horrifying. Alright then. Well, claiming the first 5 hexes uncovers the 6th and most terrible hex. The ultimate punishment for Kislev's enemies. The Malediction of Ruin. Successfully performing this final hex leads to campaign victory. Hexes reveal themselves as Mother Ostankya uses spirit essence gathered from winning battles, purging corruption and occupying magical forests. I see. In turn, powering her witch's hut incantations and the hexes themselves. Interesting. So we have our landmark here at Dulganir Forest. It'll let me... Alright, I see how it's going to be. Our first mission is going to be to defeat the Karnath Sons. The Khornate demons' lust for murder will drive them towards you eventually. But the sooner the demons are felled, the sooner you can potentially exploit the magic that permeates their very flesh and bone. Mother Ostankya will learn the Purification Chant Hex. Oh, perfect. That'll let us drop all of the Khornate corruption here to 0 immediately. We'll also gain 10 Spirit Essence. Amazing. Here at Dulganir Forest, we've got our singular landmark building, Ostankya's hut. Rumors that a baleful glow, sadly no chicken hut, but rumors that a baleful glow emanate from this dilapidated hut's windows and cracks every blood moon have not been confirmed. Spirit Essence generated per turn +4. Spirit Essence cost -20% for hexes, that is fantastic. And then additional 200 income generated, as well as some relations with Kislev. And then we get some garrison things in the woods. Sounds good to me. This building is going to be, or this province is actually going to be quite difficult to keep defended, as it is a tier, simply just a minor settlement. She mentioned making use of the ogres. I guess we do have to deal with Ugath down here in the south. So he is probably a good cushion of protection against them. Krakadrak is, or not Karak Doom. This is Karak Hiern, or Clan Helheim, rather. We'll get it right eventually. We are sharing with all sorts of people. We have currently agreements with
Honor to your
the Dawi. Yeah, we've got a non-aggression pact. Could we just go ahead and break this? Oh no, wait. We basically made it this turn. How unfortunate. Well, here's what we'll do. We're going to go ahead and exploit Gilbert. But if he falls to chaos, and then we just happen to reclaim his lands from them, so be it.
Fine.
I've seen worse trades. Excellent. So we are just at war with Karnath's Sons for now, and we are strength rank 8 to start. I mean, it's likely because of the elemental incarnative beast. That thing is a monster.
Mother Ostankya.
Alright, not much else to do except for engage the enemy, but let's dive on into our technology tree real quick. He's going to have this middle section that is full of things that you can channel essence through. Tales from the Woods. We've got Charms above the door. Sympathetic Undergrowth. I'm not going to read off what everything does, but I'll mouse through all these so that way you all can see exactly what her technology tree is looking like. These first three are incredible. Bonus versus infantry +8 for cave bats. Give them those extra angry fangs. Double. Witch's Hut. Secondary trinket slots. That's going to be her main mechanic. She builds these trinkets that either buff your own army or debuff the enemy. Spider's Kiss. Slow death effect. Draining hit points. That sounds awesome. So she doesn't actually have skills that really increase. We'll come on in here real quick. Show off Mother Ostankya's skills. That increase her creatures of the forest animal units. Except for here with the wildlings. So extra charge bonus. Physical resistance, which honestly is pretty fair. And we also have the Forest Purity. Embodiment of the Forest giving us 100% more ammunition. I'm going to try to keep her army as themed as possible, so it's going to be Akshina Rangers, Kossars if we use any other humans besides the Akshina, and then just a whole bunch of critters from the forest. I think it's going to be an absolute ton of fun. So she's got a combination of beasts and shadow spells. It starts off with both the Flock of Doom and Enfeebling Foe, as you can see here. At rank 12, we'll get Bazorska's Wrath. Malediction upon malediction, the curse weighs heavily upon those that dare trespass. 100% effect duration for spells that debuff the enemy. Do we have any that apply damage while debuffing the enemy? No, but allowing this to last even longer, so it'll last for 42 seconds. That's incredible. That is debilitating. Would also drop the cost for those spells and then give us the Spirit Bear. When one looks to the sky, the last thing they expect to see is a descending flurry of teeth, claws, and ethereal ursine might. Also, just a bear nuke you launch at him. That's amazing. Coven's Will drops the Spirit Essence cost for hexes even further, which is kind of interesting because don't you want to spend a bunch of essence? Consume 300 or more essence
from love for Kislev, you know.
by using learned hexes or... Okay, so those are the only two things that actually... Never mind then. Back into Ostankya. See, making the hexes cost less seems like that would be counterintuitive. Mother's Rally unlocks extra control in the local province, and the hero recruitment hag, which is in all provinces, giving them a bit more capacity as well. I do like the change where we're getting options to unlock the recruitment for our heroes in all provinces. Fantastic new either landmarks or skills. Forest Lure, even more ambush success chance, charge bonus when in own territory, as well as melee attack. Pretty good. Inspiring Chant giving us more winds of magic, more character leadership effect, then cooldown to Gulias, which is our bound healing spell that we can use every 90 seconds. That's not an incredible healing spell, but I guess the fact that it also buffs up leadership and fixes vigor is pretty solid. And you also get to use it unlimited amounts of time, so that's fantastic. We'll keep using as many. Better start believing in fairy tales, because you're in one. Attacks cause Curse of Aranhir effect, reducing... Wait, now what? Upgrade Spirit Bear with a deadly lingering damage effect. Soul Crash. Oh yeah, that is very deadly. 187 a second for 3 seconds. Obviously that's the low roll, but still. Causing us fear when fighting against humans. I wonder if this also counts for Chaos. If it does, I mean, that's probably less important against Chaos, but it does scare off their individual soldiers faster. Mother Ostankya is by far my favorite looking at the model. Well, we don't have the chicken house. We do have a chicken cauldron. Look at her. She's horrifying. We've got the Cauldron of Power, simmering with powerful arcane brews. The hag's curses and incantations take shape to summon forth the spirit magic of the land. So we get a mission at rank 8 and then a battle at rank 12. Magic Reserve, success chance, melee defense on her chariot. Probably pretty good. I mean, this thing already has fairly good stats for a chariot. Outside of its weapon strength. Giving it armor piercing though. Extra explosive missile damage plus 20%. That's not going to be a problem. And then Mastery of the Elemental Winds for Hag Witches. So what you're telling me is we want as many Hag Witches as possible and then just a bunch of Incarnates of Beasts. We'll also get the Crown of Claws, centered within the Mother's Circlet of Claws. An ancient artifact suspended in ever-frozen ice strengthens her kinship with the Sentinel Spirits of the land. -5 corruption in the local province, and then a nice bit of resistances, and then the Crown of Claws ability, giving us even more missile resistance, which is actually kind of the biggest weakness of all of our large units. Fantastic stuff. Alright, well that's enough looking at all of our mechanics for now. Let's dive on into Gore Craze, and we'll continue kind of mousing over the technology tree afterwards. To battle. Actually, before we do, we're going to hire in these mercenaries. Ogre Bulls with magical melee attacks actually makes them more useful than they normally would be.
Magic is not the only way.
She did say these are creatures of the woods, so technically, sorry ogres. You're part of our squad.
Within my grasp.
I love that the chariot's pulled by things in the woods. That is So Khorne's sons have 4 Krays, Warriors of Khorne, some Bloodletters of Khorne, and some Khorne Doggos. I mean, you can do your best, but it's time for Mother Ostankya to reap your souls. Oh, it's finally time.
Mother Ostankya.
Start deployment. And let's get everyone set on up, so we have to worry about the Warhounds, probably least. We'll sick the Things in the Woods on them. Let's go ahead and set my Akshina Rangers up just on the other end of this forest here. Group them up a bit. And for any who are wondering, I am using, if I have someone selected, I'm using Alt. You hold it down and you're able to hold them around in formation. No matter how many units you do have selected, you can move them all around in formation like you have them in a locked group. And if you would like to turn the unit, you just would then select hold control at the same time, and it allows you to rotate. And once again, that works with as many units as you want. Allows you to move them around quite quickly. And then to move them in rank like I am, I'm hitting control, holding control, up and down. Tells them to either increase or decrease their rank and file, which is pretty useful for making square formations for your archers. Them to have a nice crossfire there. We're going to set up the cave bats behind them just in case those critters do feel a bit feisty. Let's grab these cave spiders. We may just end up having them run on out and maul the hounds there. Let's have them over here in these woods. With Ostankya, we're going to be very unorthodox with our army. Things in the woods, you can hang out behind this set of woods here. Ogres, luring the enemy on over into our crossfire. And we'll take a look at all of our units here in just a quick moment. Mother Ostankya, everyone's all in position. Let's grab our archers, all of our infantry and flyers, and our single entities. Let's take a look at some of these units here. This is just look at the incarnate. The biggest Wendigo ever. Look at him. Well done. Whoever was in charge of designing the Kislevite editions has mastered the Ooga Booga factor. What are you doing? Summoning a spirit wolf. I don't know. These ogres are brave. I don't know if I could fight alongside something like this and not trust that it wouldn't turn around and look at me with some aggression. So cool. Alright, let's come on over to the Things in the Woods. And neither of these units are actually, if you kind of go into the lore at all, neither one are tied to Kislev in any way. And these guys are actually Chaos Beast, which is interesting that Ostankya can control them. They look right, proper horrifying. Oh, you found a skull! Oh, just kidding. That goes right back. It's not what you were looking for at all. That's not a snack. Mother Ostankya. Pulled by 2 grim Things of the Beast, and making sure everyone knows what lies in store. There's a bit of hair left on that one. Gnarly. Yeah, they did a proper job making her look as inhuman as possible. Drop that mushroom right on in. He's cooking up dinner. The nicest girl. Oh, her animations are fantastic. The little arms in the back are moving around. Perfect. Let's quit looking at all our units. We'll come on over to the Akshina, which I'm also incredibly excited for, except for some of them, I wish that they weren't all wearing bear pelts. Some of them having wolves and things like that would probably be less. Hunting a bear is part of how they become an Akshina ambusher. And then they get a pass. Yeah, because the fights with crossbows. You have strapped twigs to the front. I think it makes them extra pokey if they get into a fight. Indeed. They also are going to have a stock, and we get some options later on to basically turn them into Oxyatls, chameleon skeeks. They'll get sniped, and I can't wait. Let's get into the battle. We already know what our spiders and bats look like. Bring it on,
You know
fools.
the horrors of the deep forest. You know what lies in store for those who oppose me. Take heart. For today, I am on your side.
For today, I am on your side.
Only my wrath.
Let's drop down the Flock of Doom on... Oh, I got both of them perfect.
Yeah,
She just kind of launches at you. It's like a smaller version of the Casket of Souls.
take me.
Pull them back. Try to lure them over towards our spiders. But yeah, you definitely know they're there. That's fine. They want you to.
Sure thing.
Alright, turn and engage. Go ahead and rip through that unit. We even drop down some Goulias if we really need to. Push forward the crossbows. The bats as well. She can just kind of skate around them and cackle the whole way. Oh yeah, no, those hounds got annihilated.
I am
Keep doing your damage. Get some slow motion as she casts. Oh, Bloodletters, you're never gonna catch Mother Ostankya. Look at her go. And it does look like the Lore of Beasts got a nice change to how its casting animations look. That was awesome.
Forward for Kislev.
Alright. You will go ahead and pull on away. Now there's no reason to get caught by the Bloodletters, and if you do, I want to make sure they're incredibly weakened. You keep blanketing these warriors with death. We'll bring these guys on forward now. Come on, spiders. Drop down the Goulias in the woods, and actually we have to turn around and do some brawling.
Fled.
Explosion of hag magic, and these spiders come crawling on in. Alright, Incarnate, you deal with the Khorne boys. Bats chase off those poor fools. Stocky, just pull away a bit. I grabbed the wrong unit. Stocky, run!
Of Kislev.
Oh, she's got a bodyguard. Pull the ogres back a smidge, and let the elemental Incarnate do some damage. Nice shots, but I'm thinking we're gonna get some axe still. Friendly fire in there. Huge hit. Funnily enough, the ogre bulls having magical attacks is gonna make them a lot more dangerous. We've got a lot of weapon strength on them. Alright, perfect. No more friendly fire from the Kislevites.
The lands rot.
Perfect. Just drop this poor fool's melee attack once more, and that first battle is a wash. Would like to try to heal our spiders up here, so what I'm going to do is sit in the back. Granny's going to hook up some Goulias for our lovely critters here. They've done an awesome job, and they all deserve some cookies. Wait, what? No. I'm not a fan of spiders. Can't lie. Alright, get you in a moment. Alright, a decisive win. 10 were lost, but when you're fighting against the Bloodletters and shooting your own lads with crossbows, that does tend to happen. We are going to go ahead and pardon for a bit more gold, execute them for some spirit essence. I think that's definitely the way. Convert the boys into some good old spirit goop.
Without struggle, my
There are
shadows make it
places where the
almost
Coven's
painful.
magic seeps from the land, befouled by the blight of corruption. The daughters answer with a purifying chant to purge the rot, at least for a time.
Alright, time for the Song of Anti-Corruption. He's learned the Purification Hex. It costs 20, which we have plenty. Tendrils of corruption have taken root deep within the land, befouling every ear, fouling the very soil. Such evil must be eradicated, the natural order is ever to be restored. Enact the purification chant, only then can we begin to cleanse the land of the Scourge of Chaos. Once discovered, the hex is performed by left-clicking on its icon. This will allow us to get a Hag Witch of Beasts, and then 20 additional Spirit Essence. Also, the Hag Witch of Beasts is, has an extra special hidden buff where the Beast one actually is able to summon in some things from the woods as a summon unit, which is awesome. Gorkraze was slain. We also have another mission. Every wisp of Spirit Essence invokes a heady rush of power. With enough of its potent energy, coursing through your veins, the hexes you uncover could be yours to command. Sweet. Give us an extra 1,000 gold.
Mother Ostankya.
Right, Ostankya, for your first skill point here, I think we shall go for Inspiring Presence. Give us a bit of experience gain per turn here, and we can start working on our firing drills for our Akshina Rangers. We could also go for her spellcasting, but I think since she is already pretty potent as is, we'll worry about making her lads extra tough, and then we'll worry about making her a deadly spellcaster. Awesome. Let's go ahead and activate the old Purification Chant here, removing all corruption from the target settlement's province. This should drop Khorne's extra abilities too. Khorne gains extra melee attack and some other bonuses from their corruption. No longer.
Mother, widow, blessed saint. Avaunt the beast.
Thank you, Salyak. No longer shall wickedness take the earth here. Balance of nature has been restored. Alright, now we have to cleanse the north by capturing Zamoski. Kislev once kept a constant vigilant surveillance over the Road of Skulls, but now Khorne's beasts overrun the old outpost settlements. Spirits of home beseech you to purge the demons and restore Kislev's eyes in the north. So give us a potion of speed and then 7 more spirit essence. We shall definitely do so. Before we do, though, I'll go ahead and mouse back through our skills as I said I would. Spider's Kiss. Howling in the Woods. Things in the woods cause a discouraged effect. I think that's 8 leadership. That's fantastic. Just what we want to see. In battles, enemy units in forests are revealed regardless of distance. And then extra armor-piercing weapon damage 100 for incarnate elemental beasts. Alright. Toil and Trouble. The final trinket slot unlocked there. Unlocks the empowered Recreant Spirit Hex. Armies summoned every other turn will be stronger. So they probably only have 1 of each. Which, I mean, that's still pretty terrifying. This just empowers all of our hexes. Target settlement's province will not gain any additional corruption for the duration. That is crazy. Entire province income will be provided. Oh, wow. But does that also provide 50% more income for the duration? Because that could be, I think, less. If your city isn't actually producing enough. Teleports any target army to the chosen. It doesn't sound like it's any different. And then the Claws of Paralysis. Stops target army from moving entirely. Yep, sounds about right. That's all fantastic. We actually have already unlocked our first one of these. So what I'm going to do is grab the Sympathetic Undergrowth here. Campaign movement range plus 5% for all armies. 20% reduction for enemy armies starting in their turn in my region. And then giving us 10% speed. On top of giving our Akshina ambushers snipe, which will allow them to fire completely unimpeded. So we're going to grab this for the first turn. And then our second one is going to be the, not leather treatment, but the cold storage over here. A bit more replenishment rate and then some growth. Will allow us to kind of build up Ostankya's house a lot faster. Probably coming over to Convalescence next, just for that additional replenishment rate and growth. Then from there, we finish off our Tales from the Woods. At least the Fighting Shadows and Charms above the door. Bonus versus infantry for cave bats just sounds great.
The snows never needed the invention of fire.
Juliana of the Oblast.
Guardian.
She is intelligent. Which is kind of unfortunate. I bet we could have got a few more exciting traits in here. Rasp of wood freely given upon snow heralds their approach. The sleigh dirge. Stalk for things in the woods, and elemental incarnates get stalk as well. Exen for duration, or Mother Knows Best. Magical attacks, Potion of Toughness, and they get 2 Potions of Toughness. Evil of Earth. We're starting to see this Assault of Stone come into play a bit more often. Wood Warden as well as one with nature. They give it growth, buff, which is pretty good. Spread control, and they have protective charms to drop attrition suffered. Which actually being up here in the north, we don't actually have any kinds of attrition immunities to chaos waste, so we will be dealing with all of it. So their attrition drop is going to be great. Let's encircle up.
Consume them in shadows.
We'll have another battle against Karnath's sons here.
Inspire the conscripts with
Join on up.
reality.
Her is pulled by just help.
Kislev's foes.
Not nearly as
die.
horrifying. Her melee stats kind of also represent that. Although the elk aren't as good in a fight as the things in the woods, which is kind of amusing. I mean, they've got a little bit less in terms of actual melee attack and defense, but more strength, just no armor, no bonus versus infantry. 30 bonus versus infantry is pretty solid. All right, enough durdling. On to the Battle of Zamoski. All right then. So I think we're gonna do a very similar setup as last time. We're gonna start deployment, throw the things in the woods in this set of trees here. I might just put the spiders behind them, so they don't have to run as far. They're not the fastest units. I think the terrain's causing us problems. Pull the things in the woods forward a bit. And they can be all one unit here. Akshina, single entities. We'll dive on in to take a closer look at our new Hag Witch as well.
Land is power!
And deploy you all pretty close. Ogre Bulls,
Comrades of the bear!
and then the Elemental Incarnates will really make sure no one gets in. Bats a little bit further along. We'll do Ostankya and the Juliana. She is no hag. Well, sometimes when you click on her, she's entirely fine with calling herself. These aren't normal elk, are they? There's something magically wrong with these. It'd be cool to get a unit of, like, feral elk. Be kind of a really light cavalry with some armor piercing.
We'll fill them full of holes.
Full of holes. Your job is to turn them into chunky salsa. Got Nimbus 2001. Just seen better days. Let the battle begin. Alright, so Ostankya and the Witch are just gonna ride on out and be obnoxious.
That way.
Time to cause some problems.
Action ambushers!
Actually, let's take high ground here. You move a bit closer. There's no way these hounds catch Ostankya, but they might try. In fact, let's go over there and start blasting some stuff at them.
Moving for Kislev.
We'll have you take the high ground.
I will aid.
Alright, Ostankya, start... Ooh, they dodged that with championship skills. Well done. Keep luring them back over.
Forward for Kislev. Take me there.
Helps the side.
So be it.
You guys start blasting at these armored Chaos Warriors. Yeah, they definitely know my beasties are in the woods. Is it going to help them? And probably not.
Bring us meat. Find a meal.
You ogres, move up a little bit here. Akshina Rangers, that should be a devastating combo. And here's the whole Juna's spirit. When nightmarish predators are nowhere to be found, magic can assist. Oh, Ostankya, run.
I am disheartened.
Ah, these hounds think they're clever. Pull on away. There go the Chaos Warriors. Bats, go ahead and chase them off. You all switch your targeting. The ogres are clobbering. This man hit every single one of those hounds with a single swing. In swarms are nightmarish spiderlings. That was excellent work. See some of your combat animations here. Just rips them apart. Thank goodness the spiders are also beasts, otherwise that might be some unfortunate amounts of friendly fire. And we ripped through the Demons of Chaos there. No real reason to run the rest of them down. We'll go ahead into battle. Alright, we'll take the decisive win. Only 8 of our own were lost in the fighting. We gained 7 extra spirit essence and some. It's a small smattering to our treasury. There's not that many of Karnath's sons here. Nice. See, if we loot and occupy, we gain a bit more spirit essence, but we would actually have to rebuild parts of Zamoski, so let's not.
This should shelter us well for a time.
This first province here we are going to take without too much destruction.
Coming.
Alright, now we've got a potion of speed. And a new trinket. You've discovered a new trinket. Combine it with another in the witch's hut to create an incantation to bless your units or curse the enemy on the battlefield. You'll just be gaining these through fighting different factions. Issued one with the land. We need to control the Road of Skulls. Since the outposts were lost centuries ago, Road of Skulls has been an area shunned by the Tsars, allowing the creatures of chaos its use for passage to Kislev, but no longer. Daughters of the Forest listen to the spirits of the home, who demand this demonic thoroughfare be stemmed. We are on it. Gain ourselves a charm shield and 10 more essence. We also have the Secret of Sorcery. Create an incantation in the Witch's Hunt. The most potent spells are often created deep within the woods, amidst the whispers of strange incantations and the combination of unusual arcane artifacts. Each experiment brings new magic to life, with which to guard the realms of nature. We'll gain 5 spirit essence for creating our first incantation here. So in the Witch's Hut, you'll have you'll be greeted with this screen here. We'll have blessings and curses. And it looks a bit confusing with all the colors to start, but that is just combinations. So as you combine different trinkets over here on the Witch's Wheel. So we start off with wood, which is going to be the Urson totem, a treasured relic from the homeland tundra, and one not readily sacrificed, but needs must. When we use it to create a blessing, we have unlimited of these, so you don't have to worry about it. Just has a 1-turn cooldown whenever you use them. I haven't gotten up to the second tier of trinkets just yet in my own testing, so I'm not sure if those take longer to actually go on cooldown, but the first set here just takes a single turn. So it doesn't matter which order you slot them in at, they will both it creates the same thing either way. We have our wood totem here that is going to be, when you use it to create a blessing, increases your leadership. But when you use to create a curse, drops leadership by 8, so it's just kind of an inverse effect. And then with the demon skull, with the proper techniques, demonic resilience can be harnessed or sometimes negated. When we use it to create a blessing, we get 15% resistance, and then when a curse, drops it by 15, which is great for dropping demons. But then when you combine them together, it also creates a third effect called the Bear's Bulwark, which as long as you are charging, it will give you 100% more mass and then 20 charge bonus, which will be fantastic for our incarnate. You also have to spend a certain amount of spirit essence to unlock. This one costs 5, and so now we have one sitting in our bank. I'm not sure at the moment if there is any kind of max amount of the incantations you can actually hold, but you can use as many of them as you have on 1 per unit in battle, be it on your side or the enemy. Mother Ostankya, we are going to go ahead and give you the route marcher so we can zoom around in this province a bit faster. And then we're going to start working through likely the firing drills first, just so that the Akshina ambushers can fire a bit faster. And we are going to give her some Kossars as well here to start.
Call me witch?
Of course not. Juliana will give you the protective charms to keep us safe up here in the north. We'll start working through the magic. Get a second cast of Flock of Doom very, very soon here.
Spirits, I see. Only bring the best.
Here at the Road of Skulls, we can recruit in some Kossars, some Cave Bats, and some Spider Hatchlings. And since we don't have any of the researches that are going to allow our Spider Hatchlings to be much stronger yet, we are actually going to grab 2 units of Kossars, and they're going to serve us well here in the start, blanketing the enemies with magical arrows, which makes them a lot more potent than normal.
My hexes.
Here at Zamoski, we are actually going to go ahead and jump in and build on in a farmstead. The less transient Ungals eke out a living on small farmsteads that dot the oblasts. And we have a earthen hollow in here at the Dulganir Forest. We are actually going to delete this, which is going to seem a bit heretical to start here. We're going to take this on out. We're actually going to build in the farmstead here as well. And then when this is placed, Or we're going to replace this with another growth building here. Where are they on out? The Roadhouse for 1 control and growth. Here at the City of Splinters, we're going to put all of our actual military buildings in. That way we can actually go up to the maximum tier and get our Elemental Bear, which actually is, I believe, in reality, the Elemental Incarnate of Ice. Which is pretty cool. She's got 2 Elemental Incarnates under her control. We aren't actually able to build... Oh, that's me making up nonsense. You aren't able to recruit in any of the actual Kislevite proper soldiers until you actually make a deal with Kislev, though. Let's see if it'll let me know. There's usually... It'll probably have to show up once we actually have that building into... Once we have the ability to actually recruit them. But for now, we do not, so we'll have to show that off in a minute. We are pretty well maxed on out. We could spend a few turns recruiting, but I think we want to get up to the City of Splinters and start getting a nice base of operations for military very soon. Karak Doom is going to be attacked by Nurgle very soon, as they've already started overwhelming the ogres. As you can see, the corruption starts seeping over. You know where he is, good old Kugath. Pull diplomacy up real fast.
Ready.
And nothing else to be had. We've got trade with Helheim while they are still in existence. And we are going to go ahead and come on in here and end the turn. Alright, and the turn is ours. Our technology sympathetic undergrowth has been completed, as it was just a 1 turn there. So, for those who offer the correct level of respect, Forest provides a path. Well, that doesn't sound like... This doesn't look very, respectful. Look like we're getting ripped apart. For those who do not, are never heard of or seen of... Oh, again. That makes sense. Alright.
An old woman.
Mother Ostankya. Go ahead and move up towards the City of Splinters. So let's pull out of the settlement a smidge.
Spirits, my
Go into
guides.
encampment so we can recruit in some more troops. And move
Sledding
towards
on.
the city here.
Bring
Lovely.
in the harvest.
And since now we can only recruit in Kossars, we're going to grab 2 of these guys. Putting our troop count up to 14.
We are the world's
Bilganir Forest, we're going to build the stud farm in, and then we're going to also throw in the roadhouse here as well. Eventually, we are going to replace it with the hallowed wood, but for now, we need maximum growth, so that's what we're going to do.
It is so.
Perfect. And so now, actually, since it'll only take 1 turn, I think we're going to go through most of these Tales from the Woods here. Spell resistance. Let's go for Fighting Shadows. As for the next turn, we'll have some extra bonus versus infantry for our Cave Bat unit, and some more armor for our Thing in the Woods. And then we can go for Cold Storage.
The snows never needed the invention of fire.
Never needed the invention of fire. Well, you use fire for your cauldron, so don't complain.
Rush at the foe.
We're going to build
And
another Bull's
Oath
Bulwark, or
will be
Bear's
with
Bulwark
you.
there, as there's no reason to let it go a single turn. We've got only 2 more Spirit Essence, so it's time to go ahead and make some more
Fear.
through battle.
It is strong belief.
Oh, what?
Once we do have this area secured, we're going to make sure we can actually recruit another Hag Witch and start sending her on down south and get in contact with the rest of Kislev
What
proper.
was I to them? It is better
For now, though,
they forget.
we end the turn. Alright. Many monsters take the shape of common animals, but reveal their forms of mist and shadow, just as the axe falls. Extra armor, and then bonus versus infantry. Alright, Mother Ostankya, can we reach the City of Splinters?
It's like that.
He'd like that. Goramon.
Feed
Move
the
on in.
forest rage.
You don't think there's any way they've got another army recruited up just yet, as they are but a minor faction here. And the City of Splinters is actually going to put forth a pretty impressive defense. So here's what we are going to do, as it will be a valiant defeat for us. We're going to want to make sure our Kossars can actually make it on into the battle. We will take a bit of attrition standing outside. Let's see just how much that is first, though, before I make the
They
decision to
will
make
be
towers.
better dead.
That's a lot of attrition. Okay, we've got the Fighting Shadows already sorted on away. Let's come on in and grab the Cold Storage for replenishment and growth. You really just want more growth than replenishment.
We will bring new trouble.
And actually, I think we can break this army just fine. We've got very low amounts of soldiers. We will be charging through
Do
ornate
not disappoint Ostankya, troops.
walls. What tier are these walls up? Doesn't really tell us. Okay, here we've got the demonic lurkers. So, improved tower projectile skulls. That's not been built yet. Thank goodness we made it here so quick. I think waiting a turn would actually be foolish. We're gonna come on into the witch's hut here. Build ourselves one more bear's bulwark.
Behind you.
And then we're gonna go ahead and charge on into the fight. None of them have magical attacks except for Goromon, so we're gonna have to keep that in mind. Oh. Just kidding. All of the bloodletters do. That would completely counteract our bear's bulwark, except for the fact that we would get that extra mass and charge bonus. Intriguing conundrum here. Let's add this one on to the... Not the thing in the woods, or not the elemental incarnate. We're gonna go for just the ogres there. They'll have 20... Is it 15% more physical resistance? And then we'll go ahead and throw it down on the things in the woods as well. That way they should be able to rip through. And as long as they're only fighting the warriors, we're gonna try to keep the bloodletters fighting against anything else, such as bats and the things. Let's dive on in. I think we've got it. Khorne's sons, prepare to meet your makers. Khorne himself, of course. Yep. Back to the Infernal Citadel with you. Alright. Let's get to cracking down these walls. 2 towers, 4 towers. Where is the smallest amount of chaotic towers here? They've got a lot. It's looking like we're going to get bombarded the entire way in, no matter what here. Well, we can kind of approach from the side on this angle. This would allow us to fire over the top into a lot of units. At least that's the idea. Let's grab all of our Kossars and drag them on over. Kossars in. Do the skull projectiles have any explosive damage? No, they are more or less kind of just ballista shots, which is perfectly fine. Have our Kossars moving up either side. Ogres have the ability to actually knock down walls, which is very intriguing. Let's put them slightly in front of the Kossars. I just don't want them to get taken out by the towers on their way in. They're going to be a pretty high-value target since they can knock walls fully over. Akshina ambushers up on the side here. We can use their stock. Be a huge nuisance. Let's set up in the middle. The fact that they've got stock and snipe, we can be a bit more dangerous with them. Alright, group them up. Now we'll grab all of our infantry, more or less. Ostankya will actually be a siege attacker as well, since she's a legendary lord. So it wouldn't be a bad call to send her in to start knocking down the gatehouse. Her and the Incarnate as well. You're so lucky that Chaos doesn't have any access to missile troops. Would make this so much more difficult. Alright, things in the woods, you as well. Do you guys have siege attacker? The answer is no. We'll just keep them in the back. Alright then. I say we're gonna go. That'll begin. Love to hear it.
It is done. For the throne.
You boys sit up here.
March with pride.
Something like that will work. Elemental Incarnate, into the walls. They're firing at Ostankya, but she's got plenty of healing. That'll be no problem. Bring the Akshina ambushers forward. Same thing with these Kossars. Move the beasties up. Ostankya's into the walls. Should be tearing those gates down pretty quickly. Let's drop some crows. on all of these bloodletters here. Interesting strategy. Maybe we'll have you take off of Fire Willed for now. She's getting shot up a bit. Let's bring you around. Have you started attacking this gate? Sheena should be invisible for the most part there. Those walls are coming down. We're gonna bring them on over and start attacking these gates too. Alright, so the gates themselves are down. Go ahead and scoot them back just a little bit. They're kind of waiting to swarm in.
Vito's rage. Ice at my back.
Dropping another crows. Set of crows there. You guys keep blasting away at not the warriors. We're gonna go for the bloodletters there. Gonna keep moving Ostankya around. We're gonna bring you in to start brawling with Goramon.
I am no hang.
Bring all the beasties in. The walls should be about down.
Comrades of the band, taking position.
I'm gonna pull you on away from this nonsense. Mother Ostankya is a bit caught. Drop down the Gulyas here. Stay in the range, please, so you can get the heals. Perfect. Bit of Flock of Doom. She is very captured. Mother Hag Witch is through. Get her Fire Will back on. That should not be in melee. That was entirely my fault. Spiders, let's go this direction. Bats come over the top. We're gonna have you go after gates. Alright, our Elemental Incarnate is a bit in trouble. Let's go ahead and drop the attack and defense of Goramon here and have him try to pull on away. Towards the things in the woods. Ogres are in. Charge. Sheena come up, start blasting at this Khorne Herald. That melee didn't work out so well. I was hoping she would break them just with the fear. She's gonna need some friends. Let's send the bats over to help. Don't want to use the things in the woods just yet. Alright, spiders. Come on through. Things in the woods, go ahead and pull back once more. You dive on into the back line here. Want to keep saving our things in the woods if we can help it. Ostankya pull through. You should do damage the whole way through that line. Keep blasting away. We're going to take you two off of guard mode. Pull on away just one more time. Things in the woods. Charge back into the fray. I was going to try to watch the battle. We really can't at the moment. Have you come over the top? We'll summon the things in the woods once we go right by. Back on into the fighting. Ostankya pull through. There you go. You go fight Goramon there. Looks like we've got him. You go after those bats. There's the bats from that tower. Summon in the things in the woods there. Let them charge on in. Bats go after the tower as I asked. Or I guess not. Go ahead and pull you just a little ways away. We can drop down some Wyse's Wild Form. It should rip through that group very, very quickly. Heal as many as we can. We'll pull everyone else through. Elemental Incarnate, you keep fighting with Goramon. Alright, my bats are not doing what we want them to do. Come fight this tower, please. Horde Tide approaches. just batted that man aside with the club. Here's her staff.
Big wolves.
Beautiful. Looks like the enemy has broken. Just waiting for the demons to go. Almost like a shotgun style melee attack there. Sweet business. That is the city of Splinters. Fallen back to Kislev. Alright, a close victory, and we gain ourselves a Banner of the Eternal Flame, which will be great when we turn around and have to deal with Nurgle, as flaming attacks have the amount of healing they gain. Perfect, we actually got to that without taking too many losses at all. 82 fall in the fray there. And we'll just go for the Banner of Eternal Flame on the Elemental Incarnate. Perfect. No looting to be done. Sacking could give us a ton of Spirit Essence there. I just don't think it's worth it. We're just gonna occupy.
Where I go.
Would rather not have to rebuild anything. Thank you kindly. So the city of Splinters is going to have nothing good to start. We can come on in here and replace our Earth and Hollow right away. Got one turn before we got some growth, which is perfect. Throw one in a Karksamaz. Sanzitas will have a few Karksamazes. A gracious host who open their houses for the drinking of kvass and Kislev vodka in great quantities. Gotrek and Felix might appear in this region. Oh, fantastic. We have found out how to unlock Gotrek and Felix. Just give them a place to have some sips.
Kislev's strength is its endurance.
Very fair enough. I think we're just going to recruit in a few more Kossars here. Actually, you know what? We're doing just fine. Let's keep our income as high as we can for now. No more Kossars. But we will grab the Embodiment of the Forest, which gives us 100% more ammunition during forest battles, 10% more resistance. And then Woodsman for the whole army. Alright then. You insist. And then we are going to go ahead and grab the firing drills for the Kossars.
Call me witch.
Juliana, Byson's wild form, and the Flock of Doom. Perfect. I think next we'll grab Pan's Impenetrable Pelt, just so we can make sure our either our lords or our single entities don't get taken out in combat. No one was using the Potion of Speed that last battle
Who
there.
calls?
There you go.
I suppose these would be useful.
I think so. I think we want to wait and actually just recruit in a bunch of spiders, because they'll be a lot cheaper. We can use them to kind of swarm around the enemy. We've got 4 Kossars. That is a fair amount. 4 arrows is never a bad thing, though, is it? For now, let's go ahead and upgrade the army. We'll try not to be foolish. We have not unlocked any more trinkets, so no more incantations to be made just yet. No deals to be made either. Unfortunate, but not to be unexpected. Alright, back up to Mother Ostankya, and then we shall end our turn. And Shardui was discovered ambushing. How dare you? We can scare them on off. I think we'll just take this army out for the extra spirit essence. We can't have beastmen raiding these lands.
It is.
It's very interesting that it wants us to try to push up into the LK Drove, and the floating mountain is where the rest of these armies are, in the Road of Damnation. Chaotic Wasteland is still going to be unpleasant climate. Normal Wasteland is fine.
Heed my hexes.
Alright, well, yeah, there's no reason to send you a warning. We're just going to go ahead and hit you on the head with an axe. I will come down here and talk to these ogres, though. See which ones were at war with you. Was it these guys?
This conversation only lasts as long as I want it to.
That'll make sure all of the demons despise us quite a bit. We'll join your war against the Ripperhorn, and you'll give us 800 gold.
That's why I'm...
That's what you think, buddy. Okay, so we have declared war now on the Beastmen. We're likely to turn and run. Let's go into our Witch's Hut, grab another Bear's Bulwark, because we did use 2 of them in the previous battle there.
Behind you, the might of snow.
And then now we go chase down Shardui.
Steal their futures.
Steal their futures.
One must
He
make
just
use
wanted to
of this-
grow up and
this fear.
open up a Beastman flower shop, and now... Well, now look at him. Alright, so we'll start our deployment, even though auto-resolve would likely give us more rewards. We're here for total annihilation. Total annihilation. Alright, since we vastly outnumber them, we're going to go ahead and build
Follow the bear!
a nice little crossfire for the enemy there. We can have kind of two of them more, yeah, like so. Not perfect, but we can come on in here and reduce the rank and file a bit. Make them nice and scary. We can even just go ahead and spread them out a bit. That's really what we're missing. Make sure we locate those Ungor very quickly and blanket them in death. We'll have the Akshina hiding up top. Controlling the high ground. From the shadows. Ogres in the center. Elemental Incarnate. We'll throw the things in the woods behind with different groups of spiders as well. Then Mother Ostankya and the Hag Witch. Infantry. Battle begin. Push everyone forward a bit.
Obey the orthodoxy!
We'll let Ostankya discover the enemy here. There the Ungor are. Drop down to some murder of crows on the poor fools. Just start convincing them to chase us around. And that was already a ton of damage in a single volley. You just waded right through the line to go after the Beast Lord. Give you some extra speed.
Heed the call of the head.
Bats go over the top. Things in the woods, do your thing. Come back a little bit though. There's no reason to wait in there just yet. The Elemental Incarnate is so terrifying. There's nothing anyone's gonna do about it. Throw down some more crows. Things in the woods, come on back as well. We just lured them in. That's all we're here for. You poor fools. Elemental Incarnate, you're taking some hits. I'd rather you not. Ostankya, come over here and help. Drop down some heals. Bats, go after the archers. You drop down the things in the woods to help out. You just run them over here from here. Oskri. Rip them to shreds. Very noisy you critters are. Put yourselves a nice goat snack. You can see the kind of energy radiating around them, denoting that that's the summon unit. That's great. Oh, sorry, bats. That's friendly fire. That's not great. Yeah, sorry, Beast Lord. This is what true beasts look like. Your horns are a little bit small in comparison. You gotta try a little harder, buddy. We're gonna drop his melee attack a bit further there. Just let him rip this group apart. Ostankya, go ahead and just dive into melee. Looks like most of the enemy are fleeing on away. Let's make sure we hunt down all of these beasts. None of them should escape. Most of our archers did not actually move forward at all. He's taking more hits from this little guy than I would expect. Really big ones, too. Let's pull you one out of that. Way more damage than I would have expected. That's away. Let Ostankya kind of roll around then. Use that chariot. Bash him good. We'll just blanket fire on these Streltsy. Or the Streltsy, Shardui. And that's the victory. Our Incarnate Element took a lot more damage from that Beast Lord than I would have expected. He got a lot better rolls than I was hoping. Either way, catch you in a moment. Alright, a decisive win indeed. Our elemental incarnate just took a bit more damage than I would have wanted. Only 13 lost in the fighting, which is perfect. We're going to go ahead and grab... I think actually Solyak provides this time. 3 more essence would be fine, but we're getting so much per battle that we're basically able to make a single trinket each turn. So that's like Solyak provides.
Those who offend Kislev so mightily will
A vodka
suffer.
distiller. Beautiful. We've also gained ourselves a new trinket for fighting beastmen. We've got ourselves some horns. These creatures of chaos are saturated with dark magic, whether they are able to harness it or not. Whenever we add it to a blessing, we gain perfect vigor or a curse, vigor loss reduction plus 100% for the assigned unit, which is just basically making them tired right off the bat, ensuring their exhaustion.
Mother
Alright, Ostankya, can you make it on back into
Keep up with my
friendly
strength.
lands? The answer is no.
Oh, it's like that.
It is. We'll have to take a little bit of
Go at my
attrition.
own pace. Say hang
Forest Purity.
at your peril.
Attrition minus 50% casualties suffered from chaos attrition. We definitely are going to have to grab that since we were up in the north. And in
Spirits
Juliana, we could have her do the
I see.
same. Yeah, let's really minimize that attrition. Perfect. That's a maybe 1 soldier each. That is fantastic. That is way better than before.
Why Kislev endures.
Gonna wait a single turn for, you know what, in that case, jump into march and get close to the city of Splinters. Just in case they try anything. Here at the city itself, we can go for the tier 2 Stan Nitsitsa. I definitely, that's not how you say that. Ugh. Moving on.
Obey! Onward!
Yeah, Clan Helheim, I mean, for now, Nurgle hasn't moved on in. So, I mean, if we have to stab you in the back, I'm here for it. This province belongs to Kislev. Right then. We don't have enough incantations, or at least trinkets, to actually build a second incantation per turn, so we'll back on out of here. Come on over to Mother Ostankya, and we will end the turn.
Celebrate now, Kislevites. Bring fuss. Warding Kislev
Okay, so it looks like
from chaos.
Khorne's sons are not trying anything too spicy.
Justify means.
It's probably a good idea for us to push on up north then. It's the only issue with that is once we go up north, we are now exposed to lots of different chaos forces.
Curdling milk.
Curdling milk.
Inhabit these hovels.
They're not hovels. Ostankya, don't be like that. Can't channel while garrison, which is a little bit sad.
Kislev's strength is
Ornate
its
Corruption is
endurance.
dropping the winds of magic in the area for sure. Cave bats have that bonus versus infantry as well as 121 speed. Oh, they also benefit from the 20 armor. That's great. Yeah, let's get some cave bats. Bonus versus infantry that flies. How much? It was 8 bonus versus infantry? It's not too bad. It increases their melee attack to 27. Gives them a bit more strength. Yeah, they're very fast. Let's go for them. The one and only time you'll actually see someone purposefully using cave bats. Alright, 3 turns till this is complete, and then we'll likely go ahead and save growth to get the Dulganir Forest to tier 3 as fast as we can. We can start getting Ostankya's hut up and running right away. Now we need to crush the Khorne's sons quickly. Okay, drove the floating mountain. Looks to be right here. We're gonna want to move quick. Alright, 1 more turn before cold storage kicks off.
Just an old woman.
Let's see if we can, well, we can make it to Hellcave Drove. So let's move up here. We're gonna raise this settlement. Then push on back down south. So 3 more turns before a secondary growth point comes in. That's perfect. We'll just wait the 3 turns and grab a town here.
Heed my hexes.
Ostankya, before we make this move, what is happening?
Task.
Stormvrak is still in control of their lands, or at least the ogres are for now. Let's move on up to Hellcade.
Who calls?
He just ran off. Destroy this city. I don't think he's going to be able to recruit, so let's dive on in and raze it to the ground.
Forest wreck.
Yep, we'll go ahead and give this one to the auto-resolve.
Do not
Yoink.
disappoint
We lost
us,
40 in the
donkey.
fighting, gained 8
Troops.
Spirit Essence. The Channeling Staff. Oh, nice. We are going to... Oh, stacking this on gives us a nice bit of essence. Okay, let's do that first then.
Always have to throw.
Victory
Take
over
it
Khorne,
from
3
the
extra leadership. Channeling Staff as well. The Orthodoxy shall be obeyed in all matters, especially when the alternative is summary execution. Seduce units budget, minus 15%. That's great to grab early on, and then minus 2 corruption for the local province.
The spirits agree.
Cool, we'll sit you here, have you start
Iska,
replenishing
Vigo, through me
Majiks.
for yourselves.
Go on in and grab the wildlings, extra resistance for the things in the woods, and charge bonus as well. That gives it to all of the different forest animals. Perfect. From between the branches, they came.
Help is always appreciated.
Always given at Hogwarts to those who ask for it. We can go ahead and pick off the Purification chant once more there.
If you want something done, send a woman to do it. The land
Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh no, we can't channel now. That's nonsense. I was thinking about going ahead and attacking the Hellcade drove either way. Let's just go into March
Move as the wind does.
and go back into our territory.
Faster.
It won't make us take any less attrition, but it's here to really just spread control for a moment. Alright then. One more level up and then we're able to grab our first ROR unit. The Wolfhearts, the Akshina Ambushers with magical. Well, we guess we already have magical. What is that you guys get extra? Ah, Pack Trap. For 100 range, they can stop someone from moving. I mean, that's devastating. Beautiful. We've got a lot of gold laying around. Not a lot of predicted income, though, so we really just gonna keep hanging on to it. Well, I would love to go for the Stanzanitsa here. I think that'd be a bad call in the long run. Dive on into the Witch's Hut. We can grab the Incarnate's Wrath as our new option, combining the skulls and the horns. Which would get Perfect Vigor, extra resistance, and then the Incarnate's Wrath ability, so more resistance up to 16%, more melee attack up to 12, and more leadership up to 8. The longer they are spent in melee. That is awesome. Oh, we also have the Spirited Away, which when your hit points hit less than 20%, you basically destroy yourself and summon an elemental bear. I mean, that seems bad. I guess you can just take your cave bats and use them as nukes. But that seems like a really bad call. Let's go ahead and just grab the Incarnate's Wrath. That's the one we already had selected, and then we'll go ahead and create the incantation.
Smell the gold,
We need to try to quickly grab another
and bring
trinket here.
glory.
Form an alliance with or defeat the Warriors of Chaos or Norska. High Elves. An Elven Skull. Warpstone Fragment for Skaven. Grand Cathay, so the Stone Dog ornament. Does this tell me that we're going to have Stone Dogs at some point? Terracotta Warhounds. Cool. Orc Molar. 10% more weapon strength. Incisor of Man. Old One's Fang. Branch of Arden. Remove Fear and Terror. Oh. Horned One Trophy. For the Lizardmen. Chaos Dwarves of the Dawizar Horn. Gives them Strider. That didn't make much sense. A well-gnawed bone for missile strength. Range, and then the Nehekaran Spine. Man. Assortment of Grim and Grizzly. We'll skip on through and we'll end one more turn here.
Send a woman to do it.
In the endless steppes, nothing will grow in the grip of winter, so preserving food for the long haul is not just practical, but essential.
Just
Indeed.
an old woman.
Well, since we have to actually own the province to use the purification chant, check down south here once more. Well, things are still good. Let's attack the Hellcade.
Kislev's foes die.
Gulzar is just hiding up in the north. We are going to go ahead and not use any of our blessings.
Consume them in shadows.
Just smush these fools, and then we'll go ahead and occupy.
Not a one of us will bow.
That's fine. What I'm likely to do is give this over to the ogres. The Sons of the Mountain here. As she said early on, we can use these beasts to kind of hold back the enemy for a moment. I don't care. I guess we want to grab the floating mountain, though. Never mind. Because we want to snag all of the different resource buildings, because it gives us more magic.
Curdling milk.
Hurtling milk. Juliana, you can get more growth. Sounds awesome. More line of sight also.
Yes.
So not running into ambushes.
Only bring the best.
Only bring the best. Now we chant to purge the coordinate corruption.
Salyak, mother, widow.
Thank you, Salyak.
bled.
That fixes everything up here, which is going to make the Warriors of Khorne very, very sad. Charms of the Door gives us more line of sight by 50%. Let's go ahead and grab this one. So once again, we are not stumbling into any kind
The
of
land,
ambushes or situations that we
the
don't want
tales,
to fight.
the cities.
Now we are going to go ahead and claim most of this land up here in the north, and I think we'll come on down. Oh, that's actually part of it. They own Zerialis as well. Decisions. We could push further up north, try to claim one of these settlements very quickly, and then hand that one off to the mountains, Sons of the Mountain. We'll just kind of share the province for now. We could stab them in the back later on, if we so wish. I think grabbing the marble is a good idea, but actually, let's go ahead and put it to you all. Should we come on back down south and deal with the Karak Doom Dawi hiding here? Or should we go ahead and secure the floating mountains and actually try to secure the Road of Damnation here? Even pushing the Sons of the Mountain out to try to secure the north, or just secure it and ally with the Sons of the Mountain. You gotta have three choices there. Here in the Hellcade Drove, though, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in not the farmstead. We're just gonna make some gold over here. We're gonna grab the market square. And that is gonna be all the time I've got for today. I have been Space Wizard Total War. I believe a light for the light god and a 7th is up, I'll see you on the next one.